All right, let's go, son. Man, I am in the mood to live stream, son. Nicole Reyes, is that a real girl? Is there a real girl watching my live stream? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I'm always so flattered when girls want to watch my stuff. How are you? So, Jake Paul apparently bought a $450,000 whip. Oh, you know what? I exaggerated a little bit. Sorry, it's $421,000. A $421,000 whip. And he broke it. He destroyed the car in the first hour. In the first hour of ownership. Ripping donuts. Car dunzo. So we're going to talk about that. And then, you know what? Actually, I'll show you exactly what we're going to talk about, dude. Because I have enough things that I wanted to talk about. I'm like, dude, I always get sidetracked, and then I never cover the things that I want to cover. And so, look at that. This is what we're doing. What's up, Alicia? This is what we're doing. Thank you, Real MMA. All you guys should like, dude. All right? We are going to talk Jake Paul breaking his whip. All right? Then we're going to talk about whether or not Jake Paul's taking Nate Diaz lightly and why we say that, why Nate Diaz might be taking Jake lightly, why we say that, where Kevin Lee fits into this because he's fighting in a few hours, and I want to talk about that. I want to put my word out on that in advance of this fight. And then I'm going to talk about two funny things. Well, I mean, both actually are kind of like, I'm going to save Bud Light's company. If anybody knows anybody at the marketing department at Bud Light, I'm going to solve your problems. I am going to tell you exactly how you save the company with a single campaign, and it will fix everything. It will fix everything with everyone, not just with the right, it'll literally fix it with everyone. And I'm only doing this to show off because I just am. I'm going to tell you exactly what they should do. And then you guys can tell me what you think of this idea. All right. And then I'm going to talk about this thing that John Bravo, I saw this really serious video that John Bravo put out. And he said a thing in there that I actually laughed out loud. And so I have to show it to you guys because I just can't help myself. So anyway, yeah. What's up, dude? That's what we're about to do, dog. That's what we're about to do. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, feel free to do that. I would appreciate it. I would do it if it was your channel, dude. Straight up. I would do it if it was your channel. Me and Gabrielle were up late last night. And generally when I'm up late, it makes me extra clever on the mic the next day. And so, high hopes for this stream. High hopes for this stream. Yeah, thank you very much, Caesar. I appreciate your super chat. Let's rock and roll. The fam is awesome. Thank you for asking. So yeah, subscribe, and then like this stream, all of that. Oh, one other thing, very important related to this. So I am hosting a huge group at the Nate Diaz and Jake Paul fight, which is in a little over 4 weeks. And I now have a few more tickets. And I thought, I knew I had a few more tickets, but I didn't want to start promoting till I knew exactly how many I had. Now I know how many I have. So if you are interested in coming to the fights with us, the tickets are $1,500 each, but it's a 2-night thing. We're going to hang out on Friday, Saturday. The tickets are super good. They're fantastic tickets. So if you're interested in coming with us and you have $1,500 to put on a ticket, or you want to bring, whatever, email me, realjesseonfire@gmail.com, and you can come with the crew. This crew is going to be really, really fun. Super, super solid. It's going to be off the hook. So 4 minutes. That's long enough. We can just start talking, dude. So, okay, going in order. All right. So Jake Paul, hold on, let me share this. So Jake Paul bought a $421,000 Ferrari. Good for him. Rips donuts, breaks car. Okay. So for the record, yes, I do take Bitcoin. I take Bitcoin, Venmo, PayPal, Ethereum. and Zelle, Venmo, PayPal, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Okay. So do you know how hard you have to be balling to buy a $420,000 car at age 26 and then be ripped? And it's like such not really that much money that you are ripping donuts in it immediately. Like Jake Paul is balling, dude. He must have so much dough coming in. It's ridiculous. Now, I support this. I support this. Now, I will say certainly that if it were someone that's not Jake Paul and I saw them spending money like this, I would be saying something different where I would be like, hey, dude, I've seen this movie before. You should have kept that money in the bank, dude. This ride's going to end for you, pal. But Jake Paul is not like those people. Jake Paul is going to continue to make money endlessly. There is no scenario where Jake Paul ends up bankrupt. It would take an absolutely astronomical shift in his trajectory for him to be some kind of what do you call it? Like a cautionary tale. Like he's not going anywhere. Logan Paul, KSI just did Prime. That's a whole different level of wealth now, dude, for those guys. Jake Paul could he could look at any other product, like similar consumable product. Anyway, but so he's balling. He gets a $421,000 car. He is ripping in this thing. I can't show this video because TMZ will steal my stream. Oh, really? That doesn't surprise me at all. See, that's what I'm saying, dude. When you get money like that, you can just literally when people get this famous and they're not making ridiculous money, I just look at them and judge them. I just judge them. It just is what it is, dude. Because bottom line, dude, don't give me that kind of notoriety unless you want to see an absolute fucking clinic in how you make money. Because the thing is, most of the people that get the amount of notoriety that these guys have, they have no experience in anything else because it takes too much effort and focus to get to a place where you are that famous. Like there's no way you can rack up 20 years of entrepreneurial experience and then you become one of these guys. Like that shit doesn't happen. So it's like some of these guys, they're really, really smart. They get really famous and then they leverage it well, like the Paul brothers, and they make absolutely ridiculous money. But there are other people who get really famous and they just completely fuck it up. And it's really hard for me to watch. But anyway, so let's see. So he bought the Ferrari 296 GTB, goes 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. Whoa, dude. Damn. Hold on. Tesla P9. What is that? What is that? Yeah. Let me see what the insane mode. Let me see what insane mode does. 0 to 60. 2.6. Damn. So it's only a tenth of a second slower than the Tesla in insane mode. Have you guys ever seen that video? Matter of fact, that is a video that we can all watch in case there are people who have never seen this. And it is super worth the watch, dude, because it is absolutely hilarious. So the Tesla 90D P85D insane mode. This is from 8 years ago too. And it's and they just put people in the passenger seat and they're like, all right, are you ready for insane mode? They've been driving around and then they just hit it. And people literally are like, they don't even know what to do with themselves. Watch this, dude. This is so funny.
Insane mode. And then you just hit it.
Whoa!
And that's 60. So you don't expect it, right?
Because it doesn't move like a regular car. It's like it just goes.
Awesome.
Boop.
I'm really mad that the option is insane. It's not just.
Boy, that's perfect. Isn't that good?
That's a random What's the
Because
future?
the car is insane, right? Everyone thinks the car is insane, so why not have, like an insane mode, right?
That makes sense.
So you just come to like a complete stop,
All right.
and then before you know it, you just jam on
Oh shit, Brooks! What the fuck?
That's 70 miles an hour.
Brooks, oh shit! First of all, you can't fucking do that to people. Like you gotta give people fair warning.
Why?
You can't fucking.
It's all like that. Anyway, so Alejandro, what's up, brother? I'm gonna break your balls on your math just a little bit. Just a little bit. Because Jake Paul, if we were going to hypothesize based on the information that we just got about his betting platform, let's say we're being conservative and he is worth 60 million, right? Let's say he's worth 60 million. So 450K to 60 million. So 35K to 450K is basically like that. It's, us being 35K would mean that each of us is worth like 5 million. So it's actually way less than that. It's more like, $3,000, or way less than that for a lot of people, like if your net worth is $1 million, it would be equivalent to it costing like $7,000, which is fucking nothing if you're worth $1 million. Anyway, so let's go back to that story just because I want to assure you guys that he is not hurt, because he's not hurt. He just completely fucked his car up. Like, it's like he literally picked it up, and in the first hour, he's just ripping this thing. He's just ripping it, and then all of a sudden, it's just like, oh, shit, no, here it is, yeah. Company was just valued at $300 million. Wow. See, these guys are balling, dude. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is a way more interesting story than him fucking up his Ferrari. All right, so this is exactly what I'm talking about taking that notoriety and turning it into real money. Okay, so obviously, if you can have an online sports book, right, that is tremendously, tremendously valuable if it picks up steam. Okay. And sports betting isn't even fully legalized yet. It will be, the casinos are going to lobby against it as long as they can. The Indian casinos are going to lobby against it as hard as they can. The only reason sports betting is still illegal, if you're confused about that, it's like, geez, I feel, like I watch ESPN. They've got all the betting odds on every single thing all the time as if it's legal. And then you remember, you're like, isn't sports betting illegal? It's like, yeah, it is. And it's like, so why is it illegal? It's like, simple. The exact same reason that I'm not allowed to tell you that someone I know took a certain type of treatment and had a certain kind of side effect publicly, and the same reason why you might have lost your job if you didn't take a certain type of treatment, right? Pharmaceutical companies pay more money in lobbying every year than the next however many combined. Sports betting, the only reason it's still illegal is because casino companies, the Indian casino companies spend so much goddamn money on lobbying to try to make sports betting illegal, because as current, they have a monopoly, until recently they had a stone monopoly on gambling. And now it's like, dude, as soon as you can just bet online, scratch the itch going online, I want to bet on this guy. That it kills them unless they come up with incredible online, gaming options, but still, then they're going to be competing against anyone. Anyway, bottom line, eventually it's going to be fully legal. If it's worth 300 million now, just wait. And so the way that you leverage, if you're a Jake Paul guy, Jake Paul doesn't want to worry about going and figuring out how to get licenses to offer sports betting in a million different markets. Why would he want to do that? Right? Here are the ingredients to a successful venture. Let's just talk sports betting specifically. Okay. You need initial capital to start the company. You need someone with specialty who knows how to go and get licensed in all these different states. You need a strong team that knows how to run a functional company and also knows how to raise venture capital. And then you need the ability to market your product to a wide number of sports bettors. Okay, well, so if you're Jake Paul, which part of that do you take care of? Okay, maybe a little bit of initial capital, but mostly you get to just go, hey, wait, so what do you want me to do? They're like, we just want you to be a partner, you know? We just want this to be like your sports betting brand. It's like, all right, what are we talking? They're like 25% of the company. You know, or let me rewind. 15% of the company. No, not 15%. No, I actually have two other outfits that are offering me the same thing, except one of them's 40%. The other one's 38%. I got to be honest. I really like your guys' outfit. I think you guys have the best corporate structure, best experience in the space. I really like your guys' positioning. The problem is I just don't see how you guys are going to reach the market and be a viable competitor against whoever I go with, unless you're with me. And so I just feel like my value is probably a little bit higher than what you guys offered me. So I'm thinking like 33%. All right, let us take it back to our guys. Doot, and he gets, 28% of the company. I mean, I have no idea what he actually has. But all he did is just be Jake Paul. Literally all he did is be Jake Paul. And he gets a big piece of a fucking sports betting operation, which is awesome, which is why he's buying $420,000 Ferraris. And you know what? That's why you watch this motherfucking channel, dude, because I could break it down like that, son. Show me another channel that could break down how guys like Jake Paul make money better than that. Okay, wait. Now let's go back. What else was I going to talk about? I know I had a whole thing. Let's share it, you guys. What's next? All right. Jake Paul taking the Nate fight light, or Nate Diaz taking the Jake fight light. All right. So here's what we're going to say about that. Okay. You got two things. I'm going to drink this Kratom shot first. Oh God, that's so bad. This is so bad. It's so fucking bad, but worth it. Okay, so Nate Diaz has been reported to potentially actually be at 220 pounds right now. They're fighting at 185. I don't believe that report. I'm just going to say that right now. I don't believe it. I don't believe him, yo. I don't believe it. I don't think it's true. I mean, Nate is certainly capable of being 220 pounds. He's like right this second, I weigh 196, 197. Nate is way taller than me, dude. Way taller than me. He was fucking 5 feet away from me at UFC 270. He is significantly taller than me. I'm 5'10". He's probably, I don't know. What do they have him listed at, dude? I was like surprised by how big he was, dude. They got him at 6 foot, huh? I don't know. Either way, right? There's a controversy about me. Oh my God. Every single live stream we do this, dude. So the bottom line, dude, I've seen a bunch of pictures of Nate lately and he looks like he's in good shape. I don't know. I don't believe it, dude. I can't imagine that he's at 220, but there have been discussions that he's 220. I think it might be Nate's camp trying to mind fuck Jake. But Jake yesterday he's out talking about his next fight on Twitter, which, listen, I'm not like stupid enough to think that you can't simultaneously be like, 100% focused on like this fight while at the same time thinking about who you're going to fight next and not missing an opportunity by, tweeting something like the following. Hang on. I'm pulling it up right now. Here it is right here. So like this. So, yesterday it's like, I've asked my team to send Tommy Fury a contract for a rematch as early as October. Need to handle business August 5th. Then we run it. As early as October. August, September. So like just immediate turnaround. I mean, that'd be gangster. But like, I don't know. That seems crazy to me. And then he followed it up with 185 pounds, 10 rounds. Simple. That was yesterday. Now, I don't know. Oh, yeah. See, here's him breaking his Ferarri in an hour or two. And then here's his company secures $35 million in funding to fuel expansion and launch new verticals. Let's look at this real quick. For those of you guys who don't know what verticals are, actually, you know what? So let me finish that thought, and then you're going to get an impromptu lesson in venture capital-based entrepreneurship. You're not going to find that on very many MMA fucking channels. I can promise you that. But today you're getting a special treat. So yeah, bottom line, I actually don't really think that he's like looking past Nate. I think that he just doesn't want Tommy Fury. I think he just doesn't want Tommy Fury to book another fight. I think that's what he's doing. I think he wants to fight Tommy Fury next, after Nate, and he doesn't want Tommy Fury to get booked for some other fight that's not going to happen for 6-7 months. And then he's kind of jammed up and can't fight him immediately. Okay. So Better has raised $35 million in a Series A2 round of financing as it gears up to launch 2 additional verticals in the coming months. The startup is valued at $300 million pre-money. Okay, so what that means, the $300 million pre-money value, what that is they're saying this is what the company is worth, which sets the share price. All right. So just for example's sake, let's say that there are 10 million shares. Okay. So I really should be able to do this in my head. This is going to be so fucking embarrassing that I don't know why I'm doing this on a calculator. I'm really embarrassed. Jesus. Man, that is so bad. Okay. So if there are 10 million shares, okay, and it's a $300 million valuation, then each share is $30. All right. So each share costs $30. So if someone puts in $35 million, then they are buying 35 million divided by 30. They're buying 1.166 million shares. So 1.166 million shares get added to the 10 million shares. All right. So now you've got 11,666 whatever shares. Okay. And you've got 330. I mean, it's the same share price, but 1.166 million divided by 11.66. So they're buying. Okay. So they basically bought a little under 10% of the company for $35 million. Okay. Brother Jay, got me over here on ludicrous speed. My Beniv Bang. Oh, what's up, Greg Schuster? Killing it. These 12-hour shifts. I'm still full stick. You're taking a full stick now, huh? Good for you. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you for the biz. You know what? That reminds me, dude. It is bad form for me not to have a link to the Beniv stuff in my description. So I need to solve for that right now. And I'm putting the new coffee in the description because my goodness gracious, the coffee is the bomb. I haven't promoted that at all yet, but I used it yesterday and today, and good God. As of this moment, it is now in the description. Also, if people want to try it. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the business. Beniv is like a nootropic. Well, there's two nootropic drinks that are, people are like, Jesse, you look stimmed out of your mind. I'm like, I am on that nootropic coffee. It's the bomb. Thank you for the super chat. Threat to democracy. Thank you for the super chat. Good morning, Soy Boy. Glad to catch you live. Been missing your content lately because night shift. The Pauls are ignorant, in my opinion. Strickland tonight or question? Dude, thank you for the super chat. I don't think the Pauls are ignorant. That's for sure. They're making too much money in too many different ways to be ignorant. But Strickland, yeah, dude, I think Strickland's gonna win. I always think I never think like I don't know. I mean, we'll see, dude. They keep giving him really hard fights, but he is like damn near impossible to knock out unless it's fucking Alex Pereira. And so, you know, I don't know. It's one of those things where I always think that the other guy's going to win, and then Strickland always wins. So this time I'm going to just go ahead and pick Strickland. I mean, I definitely picked Pereira against Strickland, but that was an intentional setup from the UFC. Thank you for the super chat. So ignorant behavior. Yeah. I mean, sure, but they're doing, you know, they got a brand to, you know, a brand to kind of continue. Anyway, so Series A. So your first initial round of funding. So you go out, like, let's say you have an idea, right? You have an idea. You're going to go conquer the world. You want to build an app that's going to connect people with cat fucking babysitters. You're like, it's the next big thing. You go around to friends and family. You raise however much money you can get. Let's say you raise $50,000, $60,000. You do it on a convertible note. Who cares? You don't need to worry about that. You build some, then you go to a next round then you do a seed round. Say that's $300,000. And then you go and you if you build a, like a viable product, then you take it to larger investors. You raise a seed round, like a full seed round, depending on call it 1.2 million. You continue to build. Then if you build traction, then you'll do a Series A, which is going to be a much larger round. And then a Series A2, which is what this is a follow-up to their original Series A. They don't want to call it a Series B. You know what? This is all not relevant for you guys. If you guys are ever going to start a company and you want someone to walk you through how all this shit works, hit me up. But bottom line, okay, better co-founders. Oh, Jake Paul founded the company. Oh, damn. Oh, so he's balling, dude. He is fucking balling. All right, so this Joey Levy guy has to be like the sports betting. He has to be like here, hang on. Better sports or bio. Let's see what his bio is. I bet you he's a co-founder of DraftPot, daily fantasy sports platform that was acquired in 2017. He was a Peter Thiel fellow, previously studied at Columbia. Yeah, exactly, dude. COO at Blue and White Publishing. Now, exactly. This is literally exactly. Oh, sorry. I thought this is exactly what I was expecting to see. So he partners with, let me see if I know this guy though. Cause if he was in daily fantasy, that's at the same time I was out. He doesn't have a picture. Anywho, but yeah, dude, good for Jake. He is ballin', son. Okay. The last thing I wanted to check on was when they say they're going into new verticals. I don't understand what that means. It's sports betting, dude. And if you don't know what verticals are, good for you, because that means that you're not in like any kind of corporate, the only people who know what verticals means are people who have worked in like corporate America, like annoying corporate America. That's the annoying corporate way of saying like different types of sectors. So like real estate is a vertical, online education is a vertical. Cloud servers is a vertical. Any kind of, industry that's segmented, that's a vertical. But it's what you call it if you work in an obnoxious corporate environment that uses way too many acronyms and it's like you have to talk like that to let people know. It's like, oh yeah, I work in this world. We're trying to expand into different verticals. It's like, I'm talking super annoying, so that I kind of have experience in this space, but I would much rather just tell you that here's specifically what we're thinking, because expanding into new verticals doesn't mean shit unless there's an actual plan behind it, which I'm sure that they do have. I'm just really curious what that means. Here we go. Okay. New verticals. Better set to unveil 2 additional real money gaming verticals. Oh, they're going to, okay. They're doing, okay. That makes way more sense. I thought they were saying they were going to like try to penetrate 2 more verticals. I'm like, okay. So they are Fans Unite, which is enable the launch of Better Betting V1, online sports betting product with full sportsbook capabilities. Awesome, dude. And then Better Media. Okay, so that's the one that they started with. Short form content. Oh my God. Jeez, Better Media. They're gonna focus on short form content. What the fuck does Jake Paul know about short form content? There are so many people that are way better at that than him. Not. All right. I'm through. I'm sorry. This is not what I intended to do with this stream, but this is kind of like my actual world here. And so I just have to learn about what they're doing because this is the world I come from. Okay. I'm thrilled to announce a Series A2 of financing. Ray's laying out the foundations. I got to be honest with you, dude. Jake Paul and a guy with a previous exit in sports gaming come to you and say, hey, we're acquiring this infrastructure to be able to offer sports betting, and we're doing a $300 million pre-money valuation. I guarantee you they had lots of people trying to give him that money, dude. Lots of people. This is what you call a fucking no-brainer investment. Our ability to rapidly scale Better Media's audience and convert audience to Better Gaming at low to no customer acquisition cost. Exactly. Every other one of these, every single other one of these, the primary metric that they are going to get asked about by investors is what's your cost per acquired user? And they're going to be like, well, it depends. And there's no way to even know, because if you're early on, if you're in a Series A2, then whatever your acquisition cost was, you're not big enough to know what it's going to be at scale. And so you're estimating, you don't have real projections. Jake Paul, where they can literally say like, yeah, we're going to have actually no fucking cost at all. Like our cost to acquire users is what, Jake Paul makes a fucking video. So nothing. I'm sorry, go over that one more time. Nothing. It's going to cost us nothing to acquire paying users. Sold. Anywho. Yes, correct. No, Jake Paul. Jake Paul is the co-founder. All right. Now, what is the other thing I wanted to talk about that was really important? I remember. Oh, yeah, Kevin Lee, dude. Let's talk Kevin Lee. So, Kevin Lee tonight, let's just pull up the fight card because there are a handful of interesting fights, but I want to talk specifically about this one. Okay, so Kevin Lee is fighting Rinat Fakhretdinov, who is 20-1. And also let me show you this. Whoops. Are you, for God's sake, man. Okay, look at how long ago his loss was. His loss was his second fight. Okay, so he's won 19 in a row, this guy. 19 in a row. They're all, Kevin Lee, dude, you want back in the UFC's? All I do, man. Bring me back. They're all right. Sink or swim, motherfucker. Here's this guy who's pretty much new. Has 2 fights in the UFC, both wins, but both decisions. But he's won 19 straight. So, look, man, we're going to put you at the top of the prelims, take all the pressure off you, give you an up-and-comer, who's won a bunch in a row, but no one even remotely as good as you, and let's see how you do. So I actually, you know what I should have looked up before this is I want to see what the betting odds are. Irrelevant. I'm going to tell you who I think is going to win. Well, that's the thing about Kevin Lee, dude, is if you think Kevin Lee's going to win, you say, like, here's why I like Kevin Lee, and then you have to say, assuming that he's able to perform. Okay, so he's a plus 170 underdog, Kevin Lee is. I'm taking that bet. Okay, so I watched this other guy's fights, and I watched the UFC ones. I watched the others. Bottom line, if Kevin Lee can use his quickness, use good footwork, and focus on tattooing the guy's legs and then staying out of, like, Kevin Lee absolutely should win this fight. I realize the guy's won 19 in a row. Kevin Lee, what's Kevin Lee's like? Like, Kevin Lee's last is not super pretty. Like, Kevin Lee has lost, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of his last 8. Okay. But he lost to Daniel Rodriguez, lost to Charles Oliveira, lost to 2019 RDA, Ali Aquinta, close fight, Tony Ferguson, we all saw that one. So he's lost. I mean, he lost, but he lost to top-notch opponents. Top-notch opponents. This guy, okay, he beat Brian Battle, decision. Andres Michailidis, decision. This knockout was good, but he's not going to catch Kevin Lee with a shot that this knockout is not repeatable on Kevin Lee. You know, this dude has a lot of wins too, man. Like, this guy, that's his only loss. Wow, look at this guy. This guy starched both of his guys in the first minute around this guy. That's interesting though, because I'll tell you right now how Renat won this fight is he just made it dirty, clinch work, etc. But bottom line, if you watch both of them fight, stylistically, Kevin Lee should win this fight. Okay, I understand him being an underdog. I really do, because he hasn't fought since he fought Diego Sanchez and Eagle. And if you remember, you know, like, it was like, oh, dude, Diego gave him a hell of a fight. It's just Kevin Lee tore his ACL in the first minute of that fight. And that was a year and so it was what, 15, 16 months ago. So no, this is not pre-recorded. This is not pre-recorded. So Kevin Lee has been out since he tore his ACL. The Diego Sanchez fight, for all intents and purposes, I mean, listen, honestly, if Kevin Lee would have lost that fight, it's the end of his career no matter what, right? If he goes to Eagle and loses to Diego Sanchez, that's it. He still won the fight, but he had a torn ACL the entire fight. He fucking hurt himself literally in the first minute. Okay? But technically, coming into the UFC, he lost to D-Rod and he lost to Charles Oliveira in the last 2 prior to that. But I'm telling you, when you watch these two guys fight and you just play it out, it's like Kevin Lee has the perfect recipe to beat this guy. He has great footwork. He's really fast. His wrestling is good enough to where the way this guy just kind of smothers people and just makes it kind of obnoxious to deal with, should not be an issue for Kevin if he's fighting well. He should be able to kind of clinch and then circle out. And I really think he will batter his legs. If he focuses on leg kicks early on, I think he will batter this guy's legs. That is my hypothesis for this fight. But again, there's a lot of pressure on Kevin Lee. But also, I also heard this. I heard that Kevin Lee converted. Hang on, let me actually make sure that this is true. Yeah, so Kevin Lee. Oh wow, this is interesting. So let me share this with you guys because I didn't know this. Okay, so Kevin Lee converted to Islam, and he said Islam saved me from drugs. Wow. Okay, now 100% I'm actually going to bet I'm going to assume that he's telling the truth, because why would he not? And I'm going to bet my entire bank on Kevin Lee now. Now, I am probably projecting a little bit here. What's up, Chad? What's up, dog? Thank you for the super chat. Yes, he's a good pick. And like, just because I personally know how much that shit affects every single thing that you do, everything. And as like a pro athlete, if he was just dicking around, like, you know, he's dicking around with drugs, even just a little bit, dude, even just a little bit. Like for me, even in jujitsu, dude, I mean, I'm not a pro. I do this. If I want to do drugs, I could do drugs all day long. That makes no fucking difference. You know what I mean? But like, I'm just talking like Gabrielle and I go out, have some drinks. I take some Adderall. I stay up late 2 nights in a row. And then the following week I train jujitsu. Everything seems normal. If I go 2-3 weeks in a row without doing that at all of a sudden it's like this whole other part of my brain opens up and I start tapping people out with shit that I've never done before, where I'm like, what the fuck? So you just get used to operating at a certain level where, because it doesn't, you know, for me, it doesn't matter. Obviously, if I was a pro, I would just never party. But if he was doing the same thing and now he's got like, he converted to Islam. So he actually has like what's the right word? Like a purpose, but like a set of fundamental beliefs that he builds his life around. And that includes training, staying focused, not drinking, not doing drugs. Then what you're going to get is you're going to get the best Kevin Lee, because that shit really fucking matters, dude. All right. So he says, I came from straight sin. So once I tore my knee and had the surgery, I was introduced to pain pills. Oh shit. I know that fucking story. And once you're introduced to pain pills, then it kind of starts a downward spiral through different drugs, different things. Oh, so he's saying all of this happened after his last fight. Like, that's what you need to feel whole. I went through that spiral for about 1.5 years. Dude, I know exactly what he's talking about. And that is a very good way of describing it. It's like, once you get spracked on those pills, dude, so, you know, you have a surgery, they're going to give you pills because your fucking knee hurts. You just had they just chopped you open, fucking tied your ligaments together. They put you on some pills. And if you're biologically wired to grab, like, for those things to work well on you, dude, it's not going to take long before you get hooked, dude. And you're not going to see it coming at all. Like, if you have no experience with it, you will not see it coming. I don't care who you are. There's no, like, it's not a matter of, but this person's like really, like a really strong-minded person. It's like, that's not how this works, dude. The way it works is, as soon as it starts to grab a hold of you, your brain starts tricking itself. You think that you're in control. You're having a conversation with yourself, like you are literally having a conversation with yourself. And so you think that you're weighing out your options. The nootropics, just refresh this stream right now. Just hit refresh and then go on the links in the description. Like, just refresh the whole page and then it'll be in there. But yeah, dude, the doctor told you to take them, right? It's like, all right, like, I got surgery. The doctor said to take these for 3 weeks, so I'm doing what the doctor told me. And you take one, you're like, fuck me, dude. Like, for me, it actually never, like, those kinds of pills never really, at least in my experience, actually didn't do that much to solve pain. Not like, like if I want to solve pain, I'll take Motrin. Like, Motrin does way more for the pain than like Vicodin does or Oxy does. But what the Norcos, Vicodin, Oxy, what that does is it just makes it to where you could be in agonizing pain and you're like, shit, man, I'm in pain, but this is the best day of my fucking life. Whew. Your daughter's like, hey, do you want to color a coloring book? You're like, fuck yes, I want to color a coloring book. Let's do this. And you sit there and you're coloring and you're like, oh my gosh, I love that color. Like, that's amazing. I love what you're doing. Now, I do that shit with my daughters now anyway, but I do it because they like it. If I was taking pills, I would like it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to really intricately color this, this part of the rose. Hey, do you want to watch a movie? Fuck yes, I want to watch a movie. Oh my God, this is the best movie ever. Oh. And that's what it's like for the first week. And then like day 8, you're like, man, I've taken these 7 days in a row. I should probably take a break, man. Like I should probably take a day off, And so you intend on taking a day off. And then by 4 p.m., you're like, man, like, I don't know. I'm in a bad fucking mood, man. I'm in a bad mood. And then just in 7 days, your brain chemicals, and your neural pathways will have already moved to where there's a voice in your head that's like, well, dude, I mean, the doctor did say to take these, right? Like the doctor did tell you to take them. And you're like, that's true. But I mean, I wanted to take a break. It's like, I mean, dude, why are you going to take a break? You're just doing what the doctor told you. And in the back of your mind, you're like, that's true, man. I take one of these things, man. I'm going to want to color. I'm going to watch a movie. I'm going to want to cook, go give my wife a back rub. It's like, yeah, man, what do you want to do right now? It's like fucking nothing, dude. I feel like shit. I'm pissed off. I don't feel good. It's like, just follow the doctor's orders. Boop. And that's a wrap. That's a wrap right there. Day 8, done. Done. Because you'll just have a different version of that conversation with yourself every single day until it's now 3 weeks out, and you're going to call the doctor. You're like, hey, I know you said to take these for 3 weeks, but like, I'm still in a lot of pain, doc. I'm still in a lot of pain, stressing the fuck out, stressing out, like, please, God, let him like give me a refill. And the doc's like, really, man? I mean, you really need to be careful with these things. You're like, I know, dude. Believe me, it's under control, doc. Totally under control. But I'm just like, I really need to focus, like there's a lot of rehab stuff I need to do. And I don't feel like I could be effective doing it while I'm feeling like this. I mean, I think I'll be fine with another 3-week supply. All right. Be careful. Boom. Get another 3 weeks. And by the end of that one, you've been taking pills every day for 6 weeks. Fucking donezo. Done. Then you'll go back to the doctor and ask, maybe they'll write them for you. And if they don't, boop, 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 boop. Dude, I mean, this is kind of weird, man, but like I have this friend, it's kind of a weird ask. I know I've never asked you about this, but like I have this friend that he's looking for some oxys, he's never bought them on the street before. Like how much do they cost? Fucking get a fucking screenshot of the guy's face the first time he sees hears the answer to that question. Yeah, man. Like, so what do they run for? The guy's like, I actually do know a guy. He has 30 milligram oxys. Oh man, 30 milligrams. That's a lot. I mean, not me, but the other guy said he's only taken 10s before. Yeah, these are 30s. How much they cost? Oh, they're $30 for how many? Each one. I'm sorry. I thought you said $30 per pill. That's exactly what I said. $30 for one pill? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can get you fentanyl, but it's fentanyl. I got to think about it. Cool, man. Let me know. Funny thing is those $30 oxys, those are fentanyl too. And by that point, exactly what he just said is the case. Exactly what he just said, where it's like, where he said at the beginning, what did he say? He said, hang on. Boop. That's what you need to fill a hole, right? That's exactly what it ends up being like. At the beginning, it's like, oh my God, I just feel fucking fantastic. Then, like I said, on day 8, you already are like, I feel like shit. I don't feel good. I can feel great. You can still feel great though when you take them. Fast forward 2-3 months, you can't feel great anymore unless you bump your dose. You can feel normal, right? You can either feel like complete and total dog shit, or you can take one and feel normal, right? So we've gone from here to here. And it's like, man, but I really want to feel great. It's like, well, you're going to have to take 2 now, dude. You're going to have to take 2. And then after a week, it's like, now you're going to have to take 3. You're going to have to take 3, dude. I mean, or you could just keep pissing money away just to feel normal, But the whole reason you're doing this is because you're a drug addict. You might not be able to admit that to yourself yet, but that's what you are. You're a fucking drug addict, Faster you come to terms with this, the less painful it's going to be to get yourself out of this situation. But it's a hard admission to make to yourself, dude. You're a drug addict. And so a drug addict's going to drug addict. So, you fast forward 6 months and fucking you're taking 10, 12 of them a day, an amount where 6 months ago If you took 12 of them, you'd be in the fucking emergency room for 1,000% sure. Now that's your normal. That's your daily normal. So yeah, that's how that goes. That is exactly how that goes. But anyway, so that's what Kevin Lee was dealing with. Exactly how, and yeah, because if he went through that spiral for a year and a half, I can tell you right now, how I just described that is exactly how it went. Because, spoiler, that's how it goes for every single person. If you're biologically wired to like pain pills, that is going to happen to you, unless you have an overly paranoid thing about getting addicted to things, which there are a few people that are like that. And so they'll like take it for 2 days and then they just won't take it anymore because they're too scared. Yeah, the conversation about kratom in comparison to Oxy and Norco is I can tell you exactly what it is. If you think that kratom is comparable to Oxy or Narcos, then you've never gone through this process. Not really. Like you've never been consistently taking a large dose of either Norcos and Oxys that you had to figure out a way out of, because yeah, you end up taking kratom every day, but it's literally the same as drinking like 3 cups of coffee a day. You know, no, man, if you quit, you'll go through withdrawal. Okay, right. You'll have some sleepless. Yeah, you'll be restless at night for a few nights. Like if you're going to try to tell me that quitting kratom is comparable to quitting Oxys, then you don't know what you're talking about. And I don't mean that as an insult. It's a good thing, but it's not comparable at all. Your body prepares for the dose before you even take it. It's like, that's a fact, dude. That's a fact. There's like this, when you're deep in that shit, which is, I can't even, hopefully everyone is hearing what I'm saying and interpreting it as a cautionary tale, not as if I'm trying to say that this is like a cool thing for people to go to, because it's the least cool thing on the face of the earth. It's the worst shit ever. It is a prison, a fucking prison. The part that I haven't told you about yet, and I'm curious, I actually want to just see, I want to see if Kevin talks about how he got off, dude. Hang on. And then we'll talk about that. I spoke with God. This was before I even became a Muslim. Just as clear as me and you were talking, I felt like God told me, hey, you've been a Muslim this whole time. You are a Muslim. I don't feel like I reverted. I feel like I woke up to a realization that I've been this the whole time. Islam is the fastest growing religion in the world, with the number of Muslims set to go. You know what I respect most about Islam and Muslims in general? By a long shot, why I respect that religion and the people who practice that religion is because they actually live by the principles that they say that they do, you know? And I'm not necessarily like, I don't know shit about like really hardcore fun. Like I'm not talking about like fundamentalist Islam in other countries. I don't have any idea what that looks like. I don't know anything about them. I'm talking about people who live in countries like ours who are practicing Muslims. In my experience, I know a lot of fucking people, dude. Like, I know a lot of fucking people. And I could say unequivocally that per capita, the people who are practicing Muslims are the most consistently reliable to be actually living by the things that they say are their guiding principles than any other religion that I've seen. Now, there are certainly, you know, there are lots of Christian people that do the same thing. But there are also a lot of Christian people who are like, have like Jesus tattoos, you know, they wear cross necklaces, and they fucking wouldn't know a church if they fucking drove their car into the front door of one. You know what I mean? So, okay. This is a fact. Yeah, you're right. That is correct. That's true. Mormons are certainly on equal ground. Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. Both LDS and Muslims, like that actually means something. You know what I mean? Like it actually means something. That's, and my whole, I don't know, like my outlook on life, like how I gauge how much I respect a person or a group or whatever is like, do you stand for anything? Like, do you stand for anything? Do you say that you're a thing, but you're not actually that thing? Like that shit I have no respect for. Like if you say you are X and then day to day you behave in a way that clearly you are not, you are just saying you're this thing. You're maybe telling yourself you're this thing, but you're not actually that thing. You know? Love you, brother. And I remember, dude, you've been in my chats for 3 years, my man, and I appreciate you. But I'm not even just talking about religion. I'm saying like guys, you know, they're like, I don't know. If someone's like, yeah, like, if I met someone, they're like, yeah, I'm, this is a terrible example, but they're like, yeah, I'm a YouTuber. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, cool. Obviously the first thing that you kind of think of is like, how big is your channel? But that's not how I'm going to decide whether or not I like respect the person or not, you know? Like, you know, if they have a really big channel and they've found success, then of course I'm like, all right, yeah, you're that thing. But just because a person has 2,000 subscribers, that doesn't, and they introduce themselves as, you know, they're like, I'm a YouTuber also. Like, and I look and they have 2,000 subscribers. It's not like I'm like, oh, you're a YouTuber. Not at all. I'll look and be like, what kind of effort are they putting into their channel? Perfect example, which I will share with you guys right now, because if you haven't followed him, you should, is my boy, the Indian Jesus, dude. So the very first, this dude, oops, the Indian Jesus, go follow this guy. So the very first live stream that we ever did, I'm sorry, not live stream, live show, we did it in Vegas for Colby versus Masvidal. I had no idea what I was doing. Like it was literally like the very first one. I personally made a lot of mistakes in how we kind of organized it. I haven't done Vegas ever again since then either, just because Vegas is not the whole experience, you know. And like I said earlier, if you guys missed this, I do have more tickets to Diaz and Jake Paul. I knew I had more tickets. I just wanted to make sure I knew how many before I announced it. So if you're interested in coming, the tickets are $1,500 each. And so Friday night we hang out, Saturday night we go to the fights. They're really good seats. And there are some really cool people going. But anyway, like, but the whole thing is like an experience, you know, like the Jacksonville show, the next one that we did, we hung out all night Friday. We went to the Rogan comedy show the first night. We rode scooters over there together, came back. We were wasted, fucking blast, dude. And then the next night, you know, we all rode scooters over to the stadium. We watched 273. We had front row seats. It's like a whole like thing. Anyway, like Vegas is not conducive to like keeping the group together, which is kind of the entire reason that you do it. But nonetheless, but Indian Jesus came, right? He came, and I quickly realized, like, you know, most people that'll pay $1,500 for a ticket are fucking balling. You know, like they're doing that's a really expensive fucking ticket. Indian Jesus, you know, put this money together specifically because he was trying to do YouTube. He had posted a bunch. There's nothing harder in the entire, like if you're starting from zero and you don't have any other, if you have no reach anywhere else, like none, it is so fucking hard to get to 1,000 subscribers. Like getting to your first 1,000 is really fucking hard, really hard. So he came out and I figured out relatively quickly. I'm like, I mean, he's like a fan of the channel and he wanted to come to the show, but he's also looking at this as like, this is a good strategic relationship for me to have, that he could potentially help me grow my channel. So as soon as I recognized that, I was like, I have so much respect for that, dude. Like that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. It's like, I don't know what he had at the time. Maybe like, I don't know, many, many less than he did now. Cause like I said, he was in that zone that's very fucking hard to build, like really hard, really fucking hard, dude. There are people who are, it takes them fucking 5 years of consistent posting to get to 1,000 subscribers. But he was in that mode. And I'm just like, dude, this fucking guy spent $1,500 on the ticket, paid to fly from the East Coast to Las Vegas, paid for the hotel. And if I jumped inside of his head, because, I mean, I've talked about this a million times, I'm good at this, dude. I know exactly why he did it. And he did it because he was gambling that I would be a good relationship that could help him with his YouTube. That's a fucking gangster ass move, dude. Like, that's a gangster ass move. That's full commitment to what you're doing. Like, so I helped him. You know what I mean? So that's the guy. And look, he's done 800 fucking videos. I came up with Indian Jesus. Anyway, but so point being is, like, on the religion side, same thing. Like, it's like, if like, there's nothing stupider to me than people who have like full sleeve cross Christianity tattoos. And then I'm like, and then like, and then they're like, you know, they're selling fentanyl to someone out of their left hand. I'm like, I don't understand. Did you just like, do you go to church? So, nah, you know, like, not, you know, not really, you know, not really. You're like, so what's up with all the Christian tattoos? They're like, well, I'm just, you know, I believe in God, you know. Right. But what does that have to do with all the, anyway. Bottom line, LDS and the Muslims, they live it. And so I'm really curious if he talked more about this, because curious if, what the fuck, dude? Why would they re-sign that racist? Huh? Unrelated side note, in April of 2022, I hung out with Kevin Lee, just me and him, for, I don't know, 2 hours in Miami at the Bitcoin conference, because he was there with Markel, and Markel was working a booth with, oh my God. What's that guy? What's, Khalil Roundtree. Jesus. He was working Khalil Roundtree. And so I was kicking it with Kevin. He's super fucking cool, dude. He's super cool. He's definitely not fucking racist, dude. I'm curious what they said about him being racist, though. Despite once being regarded as one of the most promising, made the Mona. Okay, who said that? Who said he's racist? He beats Diego Sanchez via decision somehow enough to get him back in the UFC. Sure, why not? Are you serious? You don't know why not? He's a fucking star. Obviously. All right, so this guy's hating on him because Kevin cried after losing a fight. I mean, I don't understand, you know. Don't understand who cares. Hype. Hope he does better this time. Me too, dude. Me too. Okay, let me just say this. I don't know who these people are, but they're fucking morons. Straight up. Morons. You don't know why they'd re-sign Kevin Lee? Really? You don't know? He's like in the top 10% of like most well-known fighters. And he's 30. Of course they want to re-sign him. You know, a little insider information. The only reason they released him in the first place, at least hypothetically, or at least my hypothesis, is because Markel was representing him and they were furious at Markel over the Francis shit. I don't know that for sure, but, you know, when Markel left the business briefly and then Kevin Lee got, like, Ali is his new manager, they immediately re-signed him. They were in a war with Markel over Francis, as you guys have now seen with the, you know, I mean, like all this stuff was happening behind the scenes before. Now it's very clear that this thing with Francis in the UFC is not like some small deal. Like they're, you know, okay, why would they want to re-sign that racist? I don't understand. Okay, hang on. I gotta look at this tweet, and because I really don't, I have no idea where. Like, I want to know what are they referencing? You don't follow me on Twitter? Let's change that, you guys. Dude, they're quoting people with 53 followers. Why don't you quote me sometime, Sportskeeda? Jesus, are you fucking serious? For God's sake. We've seen, okay, the same guy that called him a racist says, we've seen UFC fighters chase clout by attacking mainstream connections like Rogan, but how long until someone turns heel on Bruce Buffer? Would be hilarious to see as he still has to scream your name. It's actually not the worst take. God damn it. Where the fuck is this? I don't understand. Whatever. Anyway, bottom line, pick Kevin Lee, dude. Pick Kevin Lee. Okay. I love Rigo. That is not a fight he wants. That is not a fight. Unless he's doubling as a professional. He don't want it, dude. Rigo is fucking hilarious, though, dude. He is so fucking funny. Anybody that wants it with me in a slap fight better fucking pray they win the coin flip. Because if you lose, you're going night-night. That's for goddamn sure. Anybody who's my size or smaller. I mean, at least in the fucking Dana White one where I can palm hit him, dude. I am much less confident in my ability to eat a super heavy shot than I am in my certainty that I'll knock whoever I hit out. So, all right. What were the other two things I want to talk about? Oh, yeah. Bud Light, dude. Bud Light. I weigh 197. I'm 5'10", 197. And, you know, relevant to slap fighting. Let's see. Hang on. Here. Let's look at all the relevant information for slap fighting. 5'10", 197. And where is it? Dude, does Rigo want it in axe throwing? This is an axe throw. Wait.
Axe throwing video, Gabrielle. I actually hit 3 in a row with no cuts or edits. How many did you get?
Many.
That's not true.
Oh, I forgot I had to go grab it in between each one. There's some point of reference. Does that look like 5'6" to you? Fucking assholes. Look at that, dude. Okay, hang on. Where the fuck is the... I always forget where it is, but it's somewhere around here. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, I think it's here. I'm sure most of you guys have seen Vicodin. What the hell was that about? There's one where I'm doing that punching bag game. And then everyone can, oh, I know how to do this. Then you guys can gauge the likelihood of Rigo beating me in either a slap boxing a slap fight or slap fight or boxing. Where the fuck is this, dude? Election. Oh, this is probably why I got shadow banned right there. Look at that. 20,000, 7,000, 5,000, and then election shenanigans, and they're all, and your reach is now cut in half. Look at that. 8,000, 14,000, 9,000, 20,000, 7,000, 5,500. Election shenanigans, they're all, ooh, 2,000, 55. Fuckers. God damn it. Where the fuck is it, dude? I really should have given up by now. Oh, wait, I think this might be it.
Gabrielle, do you mind throwing my rash guards and stuff into the laundry after I leave? Lady work! Gabrielle.
What the fuck? What the fuck was I talking about? Now it's like so annoying. I've been looking too long. I can't fucking give up. Oh my God. Okay. God damn it. Whatever. Fucking, I max it out. Okay. I punch it. It goes to the absolute max. It can't go any higher. I've literally never seen another person do it before. I've literally never seen anyone max out one of those machines except for me. But, you know, or we could do kickboxing. Dude, look at fucking Jake Paul's girl. Good God. She is delicious. Oh wait, I think I'm boxing on this one.
I'm ready to blow.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what are we doing? Blowing.
Oh my God, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. Fuck it. Okay, I don't care. I'm pretending I don't care, but my brain will never allow me to move on until I find this shit. Fuck my life, dude. All right. So the boxing, like the boxing thing, you know, where it's like the arcade game that's at the arcade where you punch the punching bag and it gives you a score. Like I maxed it. It goes up to $9.99. I fucking $9.99'd it. Okay, so Bud Light. So here. Oh my God, I found it. Fucking about time, dude. Jesus. Here we go. So me and Rigo in slap fighting. Or slap. Good night.
Get out of my way, Lord.
Ooh. No one wants to fucking eat that shot. Ever. Anyway, all right, so Bud Light. So Bud Light, if you guys, I'm sure all of you guys know the situation with Bud Light. But it just keeps on getting worse and worse to them, right? So now you have both sides hate them, right? There's no both sides hate them. So what you need to do in order to pull this thing back, dude, is you can do it in one ad campaign, one ad campaign, and you will win everyone back. Everyone. Now, feel free if you are a YouTuber who clips things, to clip this and you can put it on your own channel, Indian Jesus, sounds like a good good thing for you to clip because it's right up your alley. And I'm telling you, I'm right. Okay. So why does the right hate Bud Light? Because Bud Light jumped headfirst into the culture war. They sponsored a trans TikToker, and all the Bud Light people were like, are you fucking serious? Kid Rock starts shooting Bud Light cans. Everyone stops buying it. And it becomes a meme that it's like, anybody that you see drinking Bud Light, you're like, hey, dude, you want to drink the Bud Light that's in my fucking pants because you're gay? Huh? Is that what you want to do? And then so people on the left are, oh my God, all these disgusting homophobes that are boycotting Bud Light. It's all, no. That's a joke. Like what you just heard was a joke. All right. That was a joke. But in the current climate, having Dylan Mulvaney as a brand sponsorship is the same as you coming out and running a campaign that says, we support biological men competing against women in sports. We support 10-year-olds going on puberty blockers behind the backs of their parents and giving teachers the ability to take kids out of their home. Like all the most divisive stuff ever that people will literally die on a hill for. They went out and they accidentally signed off on that shit, right? So that's why this group is mad. It is without a doubt the most catastrophic marketing blunder in the history of American business. Okay. You had Alyssa Heinerschneid, who was the VP of marketing, who made the decision to go this direction, right? She wanted to get rid of the fratty image that Bud Light has, which basically fratty image describes, 75% of their customers, either fratty or cowboys, people like that who also think fratty stuff is funny. So again, literally the worst marketing ever. And then the left, they're like, well, they did, and then they walked it back when the right got mad. Unbelievable. Okay, so here's how you solve it. Everyone who is actively boycotting Bud Light is at least partially 1 foot in the culture war, right? Now, the thing about the culture war is everyone feels like they genuinely, really deeply care about about all the issues, right? Like the specific issues, and they do, right? Like this shit's not a fucking game to me, dude. You're telling me that there are people in this country who support giving kids puberty blocking hormones behind the backs of the parents? You have any idea what I would do to a teacher if they did that? If I had a kid that was genuinely confused, about all whatever, it's my kid. I know what they're dealing with. And then a teacher decides, oh, well, it's a gender thing. And they facilitated giving my kids puberty blocking hormones behind my back and didn't tell us. It's such an unfathomable thing that I actually can't even really play it out, but that's law in different states right now. Right. So things like that really matter. But at the same time, and then on the flip side, they see it exactly inverse of that, whatever they think. So everybody feels really passionately about it. But the truth is everyone hates it. Okay. People hate it. They hate the culture war. They're invested in it, but they don't like it. Everyone hates it. Everyone wishes it wasn't there. They don't even really understand why they're so worked up because they're being brainwashed and kind of guided by social media, me included, everybody else included. Everyone is being guided and brainwashed by social media. And so you're super invested, but you hate it. So the way that Bud Light gets out of this thing, right? The way that they get out of this thing is they do a campaign, which would be like a viral video that they do on YouTube, and it's going to be a skit. And the skit is going to be an ad executive and their other, ad VP, ad executive that's going to mimic, they're going to be making fun of Alyssa Heinerschneid and then whoever her partner is. And they're going to be focus grouping different campaigns to different segments of the American population. If you don't know what a focus group is, it's where you bring you bring in 45-year-old married women And then you would show them either a movie or an ad campaign, whatever, and then they would tell you what they think of it because you're gauging it before you spend all the money to put it out, whether it's a movie or an advertisement, whatever. So the scene is they're focus grouping different advertisements to different focus groups, okay? And so the very first one, you're going to have them pitching all BLM people, right? So they're going to be like, and so the first group we have here is BLM. And the advertisement that they're going to pitch to BLM is going to be a full-throated Bud Light is the American beer for America's finest police officers. And they're going to hire Derek Chauvin's brother, who's also police, to be like the spokesman. So for the BLM people, they're all, here you go. And they've got Chauvin, the guy who kneeled on George Floyd, as their spokesperson. And then they'll cut. This is like, it's a skit, right? And then they'll cut back to BLM. And after they watch it, they'll literally just be like, that's their reaction. And then they go to the next ones. And then like the next group, they've got a group of feminists, right? Like, okay, so the next one, we've got the feminist, the feminist whatever of America. And they're like, we're really excited to hear what you guys think about this one. The whole point is that these executives actually think that these are good, right? Like they're not doing it to piss them off. The whole point is this is how fucking retarded they are. The whole entire skit is Bud Light making fun of itself. That is how you solve this, is you get self-deprecating and make fun of yourself. So the next one, they've got a bunch of feminists in there. And they show the thing, and they've got Andrew Tate, and he's running a bunch of Bud Light girls in bikinis. And he's like, hey, go. It's just like the most chauvinist shit of all time, running around girls in thong bikinis, and Andrew Tate running them. And then they flash to the feminists, and they've got the same reaction, just like. Then you just keep going to these culture war identifiable groups, and then they have them pitch the most fucking idiotic, ludicrous ad campaign of all time to each of them, right? And then the very last one, you have a bunch of Trump supporters, and all they show them is they go, all right, guys, so for you guys, we want to show you, we did a partnership, and we made a commemorative can for an influencer. And then they go like this, like they're going to show it, and then they cut the entire thing off. They run that fucking commercial. They run that. It's over. The fucking boycott's over because everyone will laugh their fucking asses off at it. And if you get self-deprecating, it makes people like you. The psychology of bullying people, or the psychology of bullying is the wrong word, but like, if you understand the psychology of how this stuff works, the more seriously Bud Light takes itself, the worse this will get for them. There will be no end of this if they keep trying to run serious ads. Let's do the Clydesdales. I don't know, man. The American dream is alive and well at Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light is the blah, blah, blah. They can try to be funny. They could do like ads that would genuinely have been funny before this happens. You can't get out of this situation until you address it directly. And the way you can address it directly without pissing anyone off is you make fun of yourself, and you do it to every single one of them. Like the BLM people will watch that and they'll laugh their asses off. They're like, okay, that's fucking funny, right? Maybe not Chauvin, some other fucking cop that they associate with police brutality. Chauvin is a good one though. That one, I would imagine that fucking Anheuser-Busch is a little fucking gun shy on pushing the envelope. But the BLM people will laugh at that. The fucking feminists will laugh at that. Anybody that is in on those focus groups, they'll laugh. The MAGA people will fucking laugh at it too, because they're like, damn, all right. It's cool, dude. It's cool. It would work. 100% that shit would work. What was the other thing that I wanted to look at? Oh, John Bravo did this really funny video. It's not funny, but I can't help it, dude. I saw this and so again, I love John Bravo. I love his channel. He's a great dude. He and I talk off of YouTube. But so this was about like this dude, he died of a brain aneurysm. So I'm not laughing at that at all. But he had this section here where he's talking about, I'll just play it for you because I just I don't know. I laughed out loud. Watch here.
But people need to understand something. as an influencer, I don't think people understand the pressures that are on all of us to appear a certain way to all of you. And I've talked about this in the past. And some of us do a lot of things to have this certain look.
Because I just thought that was so fucking funny because like, I was thinking about that. I'm like, I have never once, it's never even crossed my mind, you know? And I actually think it's hilarious to think about, like, I think it's hilarious to think about Instagram influencers that are like, you know, they're like, they take a picture and then they like go on the Photoshop. They're all, fuck, man. I don't know, man. Is this hitting my brand? Like, man, there's so much pressure. I need to post this pretty picture of myself. Like, fuck. I don't know if this is going to land right. It's just so pathetic. I don't know, dude. There's something so sorry about that to me, dude. But I guess my fucking brand is like never doing that. You know what I mean? Like my whole brand is like, yeah, no, I would never do that. And so all I have to do is just not give a fuck about shit like that. I act on camera literally exactly the same as I act in person all the time. But I found that fucking hilarious, dude. What else do we got? And John Bravo is himself too, dude. Unless he's talking about like, he's not any different off camera, except if he's like, fuck, man. I had to really make sure that my hair was perfect before I filmed this. Because if I didn't, you know, it's a lot of pressure. Got to get my hair right. Yo. You've been at 2 BKFC fights, front row, going again in August. Nice, dude. I think I'm going to go to the July show when Belcher fights. I'm sorry, that's not BKFC. What the fuck am I talking about? That's the KSI one, Misfits. Hang on, is this fucking let me just see when this is, because I actually might have to make some reservations here. July 22nd. Oh, fuck. I can't go. I'm going to be in Wyoming. Oh, well. Whatever. Yes. That's exactly who he was talking about. That's why I think it's so funny, dude. That's why I think it's so funny. It's like, they're all, fuck. Oh, yeah. Fucking look at that, dude. You know, hold on. It's so stupid, dude. Yeah. Yeah, what do you guys think, man? That's that shit right there. I should probably Photoshop my arm to be a little bit bigger, though. Suck in my waist. Like, look at my face. Like they like, I don't know why I think this is so funny. They'll make a face like that, and they seriously in their head are like, "Is that the right face? Is that the right fucking face, man?" I think it's the one, man. I think it's the one. Oh yeah, we got to do a new Discord. Keep on reminding me about this. Keep on reminding, because there is already. So I have 2 Discords that are already set up. One that was originally for people who go on the live events. So only people who had been on the live events are in it. And then it just kind of turned into this small group that is still active. But there's this other, there's another one that is like fully built out. It's fucking amazing. It has all the functionality. I personally just do not know how to use it that well yet. Alex, my boy, does. And then my other buddy who helped build it. So I need to like, just meet with them really quick, and then I'll just share the link out. It might be a little overcomplicated versus what it needs to be. My stack is 1 shot of TRT every 2 months and training jujitsu 6 times a week. That's it, dude. That's it, dog. That's it. I do that testosterone undecanate. My levels stay around 850, completely inside of what is normal. And that's that, though. That's it. You know what's hilarious about this, you guys? So there is a direct correlation between people who call me short and people who call me old and cat profile pictures. I don't understand what it is. I think I do, actually. They think they're slick, dude. They think they're slick. The reason they're cats is because they're part of the homeless cats subreddit. And because I defended Brendan Schaub, the homeless cats are all, this motherfucker is 5'1". His dick is 2 inches long. Every picture of his muscles are fake. He got beat up every single day at jiu-jitsu last week. He's a little bitch. It's like, you guys are mad because I said something positive about a person? Yes. I said something nice about a person and it made you mad. Yes. You said something nice about a terrible, terrible person. So fuck you. I am decent at jiu-jitsu. My jiu-jitsu. Oh. Yeah, my jiu-jitsu, just the way that I approach it in general is like, I mean, obviously I learn the techniques as best I can, but then when I fight or roll, all I do is I try to focus like 90% on defense. Is like 90% on defense. Like just throw myself into terrible positions as much as I can. Throw myself into bad positions with guys that are way better than me. World champions. And then my goal is to survive. Like survive. Just if I get tapped once in a 5-minute round, they were probably taking it easy on me if they're a world champion, like probably for sure. But like, against a black belt, if I survive the round and don't get tapped, that's a huge win. But it's like big ass, higher level guys. I mean, I survive the round often. I'm really hard to submit. And that's like, and I do that because then when I'm up against people who are like regular level, it's like, I just focus on defense. But then when they make a mistake, I just make them pay, It's like defense first. Make yourself very, very challenging to beat. Because then when because they'll make a mistake at some point, and then you just make them pay for it and then try to never let them get the position back. I probably should focus. I probably honestly should focus some energy on offense at this point because I've been doing that for so long. But oh yeah, you're probably not in America, right? You're in Canada. Yeah, it's only legal in America. Paulo Costa with Brian Ortega's girlfriend? I have not. Let's look at that, dude. Paulo Costa, Ryan Ortega, girlfriend. Whoa. Here, let's all look at this, you guys. Might have to do a video on this if this is okay. So Brian Ortega Trace gained significant attention when prominent couple openly embraced their relationship with a guy. Their journey as a couple began in September 2020. Blah, blah, blah. Ortega revealed specifics about Cortez, supported him throughout his championship match at 266. Both were extremely serious about their relationship, even got to the point where they hinted at. I mean, I know this, dude. I've seen her interviewed. She is a like very like kind of passionate, emotional person. Which is probably why she's gotten as far as she has in professional sports. But in relationships, that can be tough to deal with. You know, I don't know anything about her or, you know, like all I know about Brian Ortega is I've heard nothing but good things about him and his skills are fucking unreal. I still don't know how Volkanovski escaped that guillotine, dude. All good things must come to an end, and that's exactly what happened. But one of my really, really, really close friends, my business partner Jeff, who's a Navy SEAL and knows a lot of fucking tough ass motherfuckers. Obviously, he's SEAL Team 5. I asked him, I'm like, who's the most gangster ass motherfucker that you know? Like, out of all the guys that he's done a lot of martial arts too. I'm like, out of all the fucking guys that you know, all the SEALs, all the guys that you've trained with, who's the biggest badass? And he's like, Brian Ortega. I was like, really? He's like, fuck yeah. So, since the beginning of the year 2023, there were rumors that the couple had broken up. Fans started speculating after Cortez deleted all of Brian Ortega's pictures. Okay, that's a very, very good sign that they broke up. Both of the fighters never publicly mentioned their breakup. Cortez shared a post describing how she's recovering and trying to be the best version of herself. Trusting the process. Surgery on my hand yesterday went well. My entire life has been about chasing these wild dreams, having high hopes. As a recent, my days have been about just putting one foot in front of the other. I may be down, but I promise you I'm not out. Taking life one way at a time, recovering, and we'll be back stronger than ever. Okay, well, she's talking about recovering from her fucking hand. Okay, so photograph of her and Paulo. Interesting. Huh. So that picture looks to be in like an apartment or like a hotel room or something for sure. Because of that background. Like that, I mean, it's possible that's in a gym, but unlikely. And I thought Paulo Costa had a girlfriend who like helps manage his career. The reason why this is relevant is because if they posted this, wait, many mocked Brian Ortega. Many mocked Brian Ortega. You know what? I'm doing a video on this right now. All right, I'm going to jump off. I'm going to do a video about this because I have theories about this and I love doing videos like this. Will you guys do me a huge favor? The second that I put this up, will you guys please click on it and watch it? Because I'm going to make it fucking hilarious. I promise. Thank you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out. Peace.